Hi guys, it's Kathy. For those of you who are living in Australia, I hope you had a good Melbourne Cup day and possibly had a win on the horses. For those of you who didn't, I commiserate because I also didn't do all that well in the sweeps, but whatever. Today I'm bringing you a review on a palette which I recently received in the mail, and I know there are countless others on the internet. This is just my take on it, and that is on the Urban Decay Vice palette. And again, I got this off Beauty Bay, where I get most of my Urban Decay products, simply because it's one of the only places I can get Urban Decay products in Australia. Sorry, I have opened it and used it. These are the shadows that you get. There are 20 of them in there, which is pretty good considering it was only, I think, $65. So yeah, it worked out pretty good value for the shadows, so I was very happy about that. The thing I like the most about this palette is there's so many beautiful jewel tones. I have lots and lots of neutral colours, but my jewel tone shadow collection, I suppose, is not as extensive as it might be, and this palette has provided me with some beautiful colours, so very happy with them. But I thought I'd briefly go through them. So starting from the top row, we've got Desperation, Muse, Jagged, Blitz and Penny Lane. Then moving down, we've got Black Market, Unhinged, Occupy, Chaos, and Junkie. Then we've got Provocateur, Rapture, Vice, funny enough, Noise and Aroma. And then on the bottom row we've got Laced, Freebird, Anonymous, Echo Beach and Nevermind. So we've got, I think there's only 1, 2, 3 matte colours, and that is the very bright blue Chaos, Anonymous and Laced, which are 2 of the neutral colours. The rest are all varying shades of glitter and shimmer. With this palette, all but 3 of the shadows are beautiful and creamy. I was playing around with them a little bit this afternoon. But there are 3 colours which are not brilliant. They have quite a bit of fallout. So I'm not overly impressed with them. 2 of them, if you use them sparingly and you give them a bit of extra blending, they can work, and that is Provocateur and Freebird. Provocateur particularly, it comes off really thick, so if you're really sparing with the brush and really blend it in, you should be right. Freebird isn't too bad, but the one which is just terrible, and I don't know what Urban Decay was thinking, is Jagged. And it's so gritty almost that there's almost no colour, it just comes out glitter. I'll actually show you what I mean. So I have some on my finger here. I'm not sure if you can even see that, but it just comes out like glitter almost. It actually came out a little bit more creamy this time than the last time, so I'm not sure if as you get further down into the colour it'll get more creamy, but at least the top little bit is just not easily worked with, which is disappointing because I actually really like the colour. It's sort of a really dark gold mixed with a little bit of black and a little bit of green, so it was actually a really interesting colour. So if it does get better the further down you go, I will be more satisfied than what I am at the moment, I guess. Just take a little bit of that off. But yes, so as a whole, I am loving the colours, and I think the case is certainly a lot more travel friendly than a lot of other Urban Decay palettes, if only because it's compact and it actually has a latch as opposed to a drawer or just a magnetic clasp, same as say the Naked palette. And it feels sturdy enough that it isn't going to break straight away, but I wouldn't think that if you say dropped it on the ground the shadows would necessarily survive, because it does feel quite, what's the word, almost, I'm not sure empty is the right word, but if you feel like the things can move around in there even if they're not. So I wouldn't recommend dropping it, but as a palette it's lovely. And I must admit, I really like the little fake plastic crystals that they have on the front as the Urban Decay symbol. So I must admit, when I saw that I'm like, ooh, it's sparkly! The other good thing about it is Urban Decay finally got around to putting in a decent sized mirror, which, hey look, there you are, wave to yourself. So yes, it was very good to finally see a decent sized mirror for a palette, so that if you are taking this on a trip you can at least see what you're doing, as opposed to going, where's my face? I can't see my face. So yes, so that is the Vice palette. I have already tried out quite a few of the colours in different looks this afternoon, just mucking around. And I'm sure that when I find one that I'm absolutely in love with, I'll do a tutorial on it. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, etc., or you have a specific tutorial you want to see for it, just leave a comment below and I'll get to you. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this review, and as always, please subscribe. Until next time, gotcha.